Hello everybody, this is Professor Hill. This is another short video for our class Introduction to Ethics, Philosophy 2306 here at St. Philip's College. Today is Tuesday, March the 20th. Oh my God, it's springtime. See, I told you if you hung in there, you'd actually make it all the way to springtime, and you did. So, yes, happy Equinox to you. And listen, as we get started, we're in week number 9 now, and we're looking at international humanitarian law. And specifically looking at some of the materials provided by the International Committee of the Red Cross through their program Exploring Humanitarian Law, which is a giant online program they've developed with lots of resources from case studies and videos, and of course lots of great information about IHL, International Humanitarian Law, the rules that govern the law of armed conflict. So we have our case study up. It turns out a couple of housekeeping duties for our class. Number 1, the grades are all caught up. Spring break is over. We're all back to work. It's Tuesday, and sure enough, they're done. So that's good. Plus, the assignment for this next week, Sunday the 25th, midnight the 25th, has been posted. Look at that case study and see if you think IHL applies. If so, why? And also, in this particular case, talking about bystanders, do they have a moral obligation to act? Now, there's going to be a difference here. We want to look at if somebody does act, if that's a virtuous thing or not. That's one thing. But there's also a separate question about, do you have a duty or an obligation to act? Can you be in violation of IHL, but also for our purposes, in terms of our moral theories, can there be such a thing as action which is not morally obligatory, but is still morally commendable? So we've got to talk about what's required, what's admirable, and going above and beyond the call of duty. And what's the distinctions there? And what are the sources of those types of lines if we're going to draw them? So we want to keep looking at IHL and the legal aspect, but let's not forget that we're talking about this in the context of an ethics class, and we're trying to look at what's ethical and what's not. So that's the case study that's coming up for Sunday. You want to look at it ahead of time because you might need some background information. It involves an assassination in South Africa. So some of that's there inside the discussion question. Should have everything you need in order to answer the question, but don't wait to the last minute, which brings us back to the housekeeping. As I mentioned, a lot of the grades are up. The assignment's posted. But on some of the grades, here's the thing. Some people are writing great contributions. Your original, initial essays have been really well thought out, well developed, well resourced. They're great. And some people, not so much. And again, obviously we're doing this as a class. And so there's some really long, great contributions. And then some people tapping in at the last minute, literally the last minute or two, 1 or 2 sentences. And guys, that's obviously going to hurt you on the grades. So take the time. The message here is simple. Take the time, look through the materials, read the case study, spend some time ahead of time. Don't get caught flat-footed, late Sunday night. So that's the words of warning for the week. Now, it's easy to say on Tuesday when it's still early in the week. But I'm going to go ahead throughout the course of this week to make a few additional videos about IHL, get into some of the concepts that apply to the case study, and post these as we go along this week. So again, short message for today. The module's up, the case study's up in the discussion section. All of this will be due Sunday night, the 25th. If you have any questions, let me know. Look forward to hearing from you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.